we're rolling. So if he joins at some point. So I'll get started. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Village Board meeting for the Village of Willow Springs. Today is Thursday, January 28th, 2021. We are conducting this meeting simultaneously by Zoom. We have participants, Trustee Tom Burks and Treasurer Zabinski joining us by Zoom. The time is 7:01 and this meeting is called to order. Clerk Manella, can we please take the roll?
Trustee Burks,
Here.
Kennedy,
Here.
Nettermeyer,
Here.
Posh, Moon, Carr,
Here.
President Carpino. That completes the roll call.
Thank you. Let's all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Thank you, everybody. We have no presentations this evening. We'll move on to the first item of business, disposition of previous minutes. In our board packs, we have meeting minutes from December 10th, 2020. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a motion by Trustee Cars, second.
Second.
Second by Trustee Posh. Any discussion on those minutes? Okay, there being none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Carr.
Minutes approved. Also in our board pack, we have minutes from the public hearing on that same day, December 10th, 2020. May I have a motion to approve those?
So moved.
By Trustee Posh and second by Trustee Kennedy. Thank you. Discussion on those? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh, Carr.
Okay, and those carry as well. Thank you. On to reports of officials. First is Village President. I have none. So we will move on to Village Administrator Brent Woods.
Thank you, Madam President. Before you, you have, I have several items this evening. Before you, you have a resolution 2021 R-05 in opposition to House Bill 3653 and urging Governor Pritzker to veto the legislation. Basically, what this is House Bill 3653 passed the Senate and the House on the morning of the beginning of the new General Assembly. I'm going to just touch on a few things that the bill did. First, it eliminates qualified immunity for police officers. It reduces funding to law enforcement agencies for the use of use on police departments, and it eliminates cash bonds for offenders. This really, I mean, it was a 700 some odd page bill that was put through at 3 o'clock in the morning after they had taken testimony against its partner bill and then just moved this bill to a shell bill so that they didn't have to take or enter any more testimony against it. So I talked to a couple of the trustees, asked if they minded if I would propose this to the board. They were okay with it, and I'm hoping everybody here this evening is. I think this is something we need to do to show more support for our police department. If Madam President, may I ask the chief if he'd like to
Please. Yes.
pipe in? Would you like to say anything about it, Chief?
No, just, again, thanks for the support. It's one of the most devastating bills that's been directed at law enforcement with some of the things, and when we talk about use of force and body cameras and funding. But to me, what just hits and what I don't understand and what we don't understand in this profession is to let violent, habitual criminals out time after time again with this no bond and to go out and commit further crimes, which happens every day. And I posted little article on our police department webpage, and it shows how an individual is out, not once, not twice, but 3 times on felony bond charges. They let him out, and he went out and he was at a .40 level, alcohol level, and killed a 12-year-old girl in a fatal motorcycle accident. And for some reason, these don't get reported in the media, but a lot of the crimes are in Willow Springs, when we had the train burglaries, are involving serious violent offenders who are continuously released out on bond or on electronic monitoring, which the counties, the Cook County sheriffs, you have thousands of them that are unaccounted for, that are left out. And I think there's a lot of just, besides detrimental actions taken against law enforcement, it just really, really focuses on public safety and how it diminishes public safety when you keep letting violent criminals out and not being punished for their crimes. And, you know, it's just a terrible, terrible bill. And on behalf of many in this law enforcement profession, we really thank the village board for bringing up this resolution to be voted on in support of this and against this bill. So thank you.
Okay, that was all I had on that item.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 2021-R-05?
So move. Second.
Motion by trustee Kennedy, second by trustee Posh. Any further discussion on the resolution? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettmeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion carries. Resolution passes.
The next item I have is 5B2 for the renewal of the P&L or P&L insurance and workers' comp insurance. As you recall, back in either, I forget if it was the November or the December meeting, I presented the board with this exact same information for instructions to move forward with renewal. We had an overall increase that was under the amount budgeted. And the board was ready to move forward with it. So here tonight would be just a motion to ratify that, the renewal.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Burke,
I'll
second
second.
by trustee Kennedy. Discussion or questions on the? Okay, there being none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy, Nettmeyer, Posh, Carr.
The next item I have is, if you recall, we renewed our health insurance with United Healthcare earlier or late last year. And that spawned a grievance from the union, from the police union, for non-compliance with one of the sections requiring us to provide a PPO. It turns out that the product that we had from United Healthcare was in fact not a PPO, and we were not providing them with what we were supposed to provide them with. So we agreed, when they dropped the grievance, we agreed to go back out to market to try and get a better rate from Blue Cross Blue Shield. And as a matter of fact, that is what we've done. Currently, if you look at the renewal item on page 12, it shows that there's about a 2.61% increase over what we paid last year under what United Healthcare was quoting. It actually, as I looked at the actual rate offer letter, the renewal for them is about $3,000 less than what United Healthcare is. So it's actually going to be a reduction. And that, coupled with the fact that we will be seeing greater employee contributions for the PPO, the village is actually going to pay less for the health insurance under this renewal than we were paying under United Healthcare. For instance, we were quoted originally at $478,461 a year for the new Blue Cross Blue Shield, and under the rate offer letter, it's $463,852, which is roughly around $3,000 less than the renewal rate for United Healthcare. So with that, I would ask that we go ahead and approve that for Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Motion for renewal of the health insurance with Blue Cross Blue Shield.
So move.
Motion by trustee Posh, second.
I'll second.
Second by trustee Kennedy. Discussion or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy, Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Carr.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next item I have is ordinance 2021-0-01. If you recall, this is the ordinance that I spoke to you about at our last meeting, to give something nice to the people that volunteer their time to serving on one of our volunteer commissions in town, and that was to provide them with a free vehicle sticker for each volunteer commissioner. So that's what this ordinance does. So I submit that for your approval.
Motion to approve ordinance 2021-0-01.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Burke, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Posh. Discussion. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh, Carr.
Next before you, you have Resolution 2021-R-02, which amends the village personnel manual. I was looking at the accumulation under the vacation time, the sick time, personal time, and how our policy states it versus how our system calculates it should match, and they didn't. Our policy calculated it on fractions of a day, and our system calculates it in hours. So I went through the policy and made all the changes to convert all of the fractions of days into hours as it matches our system now. And then while I was in there, I went over the holidays with trustee Posh and trustee Nettermeyer, and we were looking at the list, and I thought, I originally proposed that we add a holiday, Veterans Day, as to me, Veterans Day is one of the most important holidays throughout the year, and we should be honoring veterans, and I asked that to be added. But we went through, and we also saw that we, if you'll notice, we changed the full year New Year's Eve to a half day, and we eliminated Casimir Pulaski Day and replaced it with a floating personal holiday that the employee can use at their discretion. So in essence, what we've done is we added 1/2 of a holiday to the current policy. In terms of the rest of this, I don't think there were any, there were no other changes. I did add, because we do allow carryover vacation, so I just codified that in here with a maximum accumulation, and you'll see that in that fourth column on page 3 of the policy. Is where, I showed you how many hours were carried over for each category. So I would put that before you for approval, unless there's any questions.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the resolution 2021-R-02, amending the personnel manual?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Kennedy.
Second.
Second by trustee Posh. I know Brent asked for questions. Are there any questions? Discussion? All right, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy, Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Carr.
Okay, the next item I have is the authorization to make an expenditure of up to $45,000 for the purchase of a new pickup truck for Public Works. I know the current pickup truck we have, the red one, everybody knows, was with the fire department. When we sold the fire department, we kept that truck. That is no longer able to be used for plowing, and I'll let Keith go more into that in a minute, what else we need with that. But I wanted to point out that this year, last year we did the last 2 years, we did a very aggressive road repair projects, road resurfacing projects. And this year we're able to scale back a little bit for a couple of reasons. One, we don't have as bad a roads as we had that we had fixed. The Water Commission is coming into town this year and going to replace two very large sections of road when they do their water project. And we have the hot box we got last year, which we are going to be able to repair sections of road on our own for. So we were able to scale back by about $200,000 on our road project this year. And by doing that, that kind of frees up the $45,000 we need for the new pickup truck. But I'm going to let Keith go into the particulars on the pickup and why we can't use the red one anymore.
The red pickup that we currently have is a 2000 model year. It's just its whole life, it's been used as a plow truck between the fire department and public works since it's been new. And it's just, the front end and everything is extremely worn out. I mean, it's not really a safe vehicle for the plowing anymore. It'd be a good runaround truck for us until it finally gives up. But I mean, later we're going to surplus one of our other plow trucks too, and it's actually totally rotted away. It's to update our fleet, but I mean, we're getting rid of basically 2 plow trucks this year, and a new pickup will replace both of them.
Okay, unless there's any questions for me on that, I submit it to you for your approval.
I'll make the motion for authorization to expend up to $45,000 for the new pickup. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we'll say second by trustee Burks. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
All right.
Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh, Carr.
I have couple of things that are not on the agenda I just want to mention. They're just informational items. One, those of you attending by Zoom and those of you attending here in the building will notice that we now have a camera available for viewing on Zoom. Those watching on Zoom can look at our pretty faces up here. And it's projected in the back of the room as well. I am hoping that the sound is much better for those who have, and I'm sure somebody who may speak during public comments will tell us if they were able to hear everybody clearly and see everybody clearly. So this was part of that project that we used the CARES Act funding for. They started the project yesterday and finished it today. And we did a test meeting. It sounded great. We can hear everybody that's on Zoom and speaking. We can hear them over our system in here. I don't have to hold the microphone down against the computer anymore. The system is tied directly into the computer. And I think it was a very good expenditure to use the grant money for. I think people in the audience will probably testify to that. At least I hope they will when it comes time for public.
It sounds better than it used to, Brent.
Okay, thank you very much. And
You also have Kelly muted. I didn't know if she was going to speak, but
you know what? Let me unmute her. I don't see her on here. Oh, there she is.
Yep.
I'm going to ask Kelly to unmute.
So he's correct. The sound is awesome. The only thing I would suggest is, unfortunately, I would cut off the department heads and zoom in a little bit more.
You can't see
They're a
this.
little bit small. You're a little bit small looking on the screen.
Okay, well, they're visible.
Yeah.
Our new, and then the last 2 things I wanted to mention is our new online code is fully operational and viewable on through our website. You can click on it, or you can go to MuniCode. Our document center is up as well. The document center, it's called MuniDocs, is on that same page when you click on our village code, and that's where you will be able to get minutes, agendas, budgets, resolutions, building permit applications, business license applications, liquor license applications, any other type of application we have, and all of our ordinances as well. The nice thing about this is to do 1 year of minutes, to give you an example, to upload 1 year of minutes to our current, the way we were currently doing it, or I'm sorry, the previous way we did it, 1 year would probably take about an hour to do the whole year, maybe a half hour, 30 minutes to a half hour. I did, 5 years? I did 5 years in about 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And got them up on the website, up on this system. So it is a huge time saver and well worth it. And finally, as I'm sure everybody's tired of hearing me speak this evening. The YouTube channel that I have been working on to get all of our meeting audio / video up is up and running. It's under the meetings section, the meetings menu on our website. And then you would select meeting, video, and audio, and it brings you directly to our YouTube playlist for our meetings. Now I'm categorizing them by year. So you'll be able to click on each year and they'll give you a list of all the meetings for that year. You'll be able to watch the meeting online. Right now, I've got all of 2020 up there with the exception of the early part of the year. I will be working on those to convert the old style videos from our old system into a video that we can upload. And I will be going back to, I'm going to go back at least until the beginning of 2017. If we have it in us to go back further, I'll keep working on it. It is time consuming now that I'm getting to the years that we didn't use Zoom. Zoom is very simple to upload to YouTube, but our old system is not. I have to do a lot of conversion work. And with that, if there's are there any questions for me? Well, I think I've overstayed my welcome on speaking tonight. So that concludes my report, Madam President.
Thank you, Brent. All good stuff. Moving on to report of village clerk. Clerk
Thank you.
Manella.
This evening, we have Resolution 2021-R-01, which is approving and releasing executive session minutes. You all had an opportunity to review them. I'll review the dates of them. Some of them are quite old, but they had recordings without minutes. Now we finally have minutes. So it's 5/14 of 2015, August 13th, 2015, October 22nd, 2015, November 12th, 2015, January 28th, 2016, March 24th, 2016, April 14, 2016, September 8th, 2016, September 28th, 2017, November 16, 2017, December 14th, 2017, January 25th, 2018, June 14th, 2018, September 13th, 2018, and finally, April 11th of 2019. Seeking your approval.
Okay, I'll make the motion for resolution 2021-R-01 approving the release of those executive session minutes as read. Is there a second? Second by trustee Kennedy. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy. Aye. Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh, Carr. Okay, next, in your packet, you will find the December report for the Justice Willow Springs Water Commission, kind of outlining what's been accomplished for the year and talking about the upcoming projects for 2021. That ends my report.
President, may I say something? I'm sorry, I want to go back you'll notice in your packet, some of the ordinances look different from each other. The ordinances that are like without the cover page that you'll notice, for example, the free vehicle sticker for volunteer commissions, that ordinance was created with our new online ordinance system. Anytime we do an ordinance that amends our code, it would look like this. Ordinances that do not amend the code but are simply, ordinances that approve a map or they wouldn't be touching your code at all. We would still be doing those in-house rather than on this system. But I am working with them to the company, the Muni Code, to find a workaround so that I can do all of the ordinances in the new system, even the ones that don't touch the code. I apologize for interrupting with that. I just wanted to, in case anybody had any questions, why the ordinances look different.
Thank you. I don't have a question about that, but this as it relates to the Water Commission, Administrator Woods or Clerk Manella, maybe you know the water bills. Has there been an issue with that where there's been?
Oh, you know what? I
problem
did
with
hear
the mail?
about that this morning. We did have a meeting this morning. Apparently, 2 huge bins of water bills arrived at the Willow Springs Post Office this morning.
Okay.
They had been lost in space at some other postal facility. So I would say that, yeah, they're coming, but they've been late because they
Okay.
It's taken too long to get to our post office.
Was there any indication whether or not the late fees on those were going to be waived, I imagine, right? If there were any late fees on the water bills? Or
You know
do we
what?
not
They
know?
didn't indicate that, but I would be surprised if they didn't.
On the, I did look it up on the website. It is
Oh.
on their website that there's no late fees.
Okay, well, there you go.
All right, thank you. That was my only question about that. And is there any more for your report, Clerk Manila?
No, thank you. That is my report.
All right, then we'll move on to Village Engineer, Dan Lynch.
President, Madam Mayor. The item listed on the agenda is the annual update of the village zoning map. I just want to point out about three things. First, the board did not approve any zoning changes during calendar year 2020. So there are no changes to zoning districts shown on the map. The changes that were made for the map that you have in your packet includes changing of the date in the upper left corner as well as the lower right corner, where we reference the date of adoption, which is today, and that the map includes changes up through January 1st. Year 2, we added a note below the legend. I know the 11 by 17 copies, that can be tough to read. What the note essentially says is that this map is a graphical representation of the village zoning districts, and any discrepancy between this and a zoning ordinance or a zoning approval for a specific property passed by the board, the ordinance would control. Many towns have a note like that on their map. And I did find a copy of a zoning map going back to about 2015 that had a similar note. At some point it had come off, so we think it's a good thing, and you know, just if there's a discrepancy, an ordinance passed by the board controls. And then the third thing, this is just a graphical note. There were a couple places on the map, and this results from the mapping we download from Cook County, where some parking lots showed up as white, such as the property at the northwest corner of Wolf and German Church. Their parking lot previously showed up as white. The parking lot at the school was another case, and a little bit of the parking lot at the shopping center across the street. Those were just a result of the mapping we take from Cook County, so it looked like those parking lots were public streets, as all our public streets show up as white. So somebody had pointed that out to me, so we made that graphical correction for clarity. If there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to do my best to address them.
Is there a motion to approve ordinance 2021-0-4, updating the village zoning map?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by
Second,
Kennedy, second by trustee Burks. I know Dan asked. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, there being none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
aye.
Kennedy, Nettermeyer, Posh, Carr.
Aye.
All right, that's approved.
I have nothing further, Madam President.
Okay, thank you. On to village attorney, Eric Peck.
Thank you, Madam President. There are two items for the village board's consideration this evening. The first is ordinance 2021-0-03, declaring certain village-owned vehicles to be surplus. This ordinance, if passed, would direct the administrator to dispose of the vehicle in any manner he sees fit, which would include sale, auction, donation of the property by any lawful means. And the specific item is a 2004 Ford F-50, VIN number 1FD AF56P74FD 64909. And that ordinance is before you for your consideration this evening.
Is there a motion to approve ordinance 2021-0-3?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Burke, second.
I'll second.
Second by trustee Kennedy. Questions?
I have a
Yes.
question. Is that a F-150 or an F-50?
F550.
550. Okay, gotta make that correction.
Yep, 550.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, so then we'll ask for a motion to approve as amended, changing it to F 550.
So moved.
Thank you, Tom. Is there a second?
I'm missing Ernie.
We had a first and a second.
Okay, so we don't need
Yeah,
a separate motion. Okay, so then we'll take a roll call vote for the ordinance as amended, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Carr.
Okay, and that carries. Thank you.
Thank you. The second item for the village board's consideration is a resolution number 2021-R-03, authorizing the extension of business licenses and prorating of licenses. And this resolution states that the village board has determined it is in the best interest of the business and community to enact a COVID-19 emergency-related measure resolution to extend the liquor licenses and business licenses that expired during the pandemic. All licenses, business licenses and liquor licenses issued by the village pursuant to the municipal code, which expire on or after December 31st, 2020, will be considered active until March 31st, 2021. In addition, within 10 days following the repeal of this extension, the impacted licensees will be expected to pay the full fee associated with their license in order to renew, and said licenses shall be prorated for a period of 3 months. And that is the resolution before you this evening.
Good one.
Approve resolution 2021-R-03.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Posh, second. By trustee Kennedy. Questions? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Carr.
And there's nothing further this evening, Madam President.
Okay, thank you. On to the report of the village treasurer. Treasurer Zabinski.
I have no report. Thank you.
Thank you. Reports of standing committees, building and zoning committee, trustee Carr.
Thank you. For the month of December 2020, we issued 8 building permits. Total construction cost of $63,069. And total permit costs of $1,738. For the year just ending, the year 2020, we issued a total of 375 permits. Construction cost was $6,948,125.40. That resulted in permit fees of $205,658.75. That's all I have for this evening.
Thank you. Finance and Administration Committee, trustee Posh.
Thank you, Madam President. I have 3 items tonight for approval of payroll and warrants. First one is payroll and warrants dated December 24th, 2020. Payroll and payroll expenses in the amount of $193,321.93. All fund expenses in the amount of $97,374.79 for a total of $290,696.72. And I'd like to make a motion to approve the payroll and warrants for December 24th as read.
Second.
Okay, we have the motion by trustee Posh, the second by trustee Carr. Thank you. Questions about those? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh, Carr.
Thank you. Second item tonight is for approval of payroll and warrants dated January 14th, 2021. Payroll and payroll expenses in the amount of $120,062.08. All fund expenses in the amount of $70,935.64 for a total expenditure of $190,997.72. And I would like to make a motion to approve the warrants from January 14th.
Trustee Posh has made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
By trustee Carr. Thank you. Discussion or questions? Okay, let's vote on those, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Nettermeyer, Posh,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
Those are approved.
Okay, item 3, approval of payroll and warrants dated January 28th, 2021. Payroll and payroll expenses in the amount of $97,004.11. All fund expenses in the amount of $200,704.08 for a total expenditure of $297,708.19. And I would like to make a motion to approve these as read.
Trustee Pash.
Second,
Trustee Burks has made the second. Questions? There being none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
aye.
Aye.
Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Pash. License and Franchise Committee Trustee Moon. We will have no report there.
Madam President, there was nothing that came in under that report.
Thank you. Municipal Buildings and Grounds Committee Trustee Kennedy.
I have no report tonight, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Public Safety Committee. That's me. I have one item this evening. It is approval for ordinance 2021-0-02, approving policies and procedures for the equitable sharing program in the Village of Willow Springs. This is the last item in our board pack. It is an ordinance approving those policies and procedures. As we know, the village participates in the equitable sharing program, and this set of policies and procedures was created to meet the requirements of the Department of Justice. It updates the ordinance that was originally adopted, I believe, in 2015. Chief Fritz, did you have anything to add?
Just as what it's in there for our eligibility.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for your work on that. And may I have a motion to approve that ordinance?
So moved.
There's a motion by Trustee Posh. Is there a second?
Second.
By Trustee Kennedy. Is there any other questions or discussion about that? Okay, then roll call vote, please.
Trustee Burks,
Aye.
Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Carr.
And that carries. And that's all I have for this evening. We have received our activity report from Chief Fritz, and I'll invite him to add anything to the report.
Submitted to the board our summary and review for from January 1st up to date for the 106 incident reports that we handled. For the month so far, we've had 138 citations, 14 motor vehicle crashes. And what I'm going to be posting on our Facebook page and the village webpage, again, we received a couple more reports today about scams that are occurring. And I put one out before about the unemployment, the fraudulent unemployment scams that are going out before, so you can refer to that. But I'm gonna post this other one because there's the ones we got today involved with computers and opening up junk emails, and there's more scams out there now involving the coronavirus scams with buying personal protective equipment, and with what's going on with claims of a cure to the virus or the shots. So you have to be careful of what you're doing with springtime fast approaching. There's going to be those that are going to come out there with the bogus contractors and say that they're there to repair your roof or resurface your driveway or involved with landscaping. And their sole purpose is to get into your house. So be aware of those. They're gonna claim that they're employees of ComEd, NICOR, or even the village. So please, if you don't know who this individual is, don't open your door and let them in. Call us right away. Call 911. It'll be outlined on there. Another scam involved where they're calling people up at the early morning hours, and they're acting like they're hysterical, claiming that their son or daughter or grandson is involved with a medical emergency. They need money right away, or that the sibling was arrested. They need bond money. So again, hang up on this individual and make contact with the sibling or part of the family to verify this. And unfortunately, so many people are getting nailed with this. And again, along with our residents, it's happening throughout the state and it's happening throughout the country. And we've had our own employees hit with the unemployment scam, benefit scam going on. So again, if you don't know who's at the door, don't answer it. If you're unsure of an email coming through, look at where the email came from, which was involved today. Unfortunately, there was a Target employee that said, no, this is right, this is a scam, didn't allow that person to purchase the gift card and sent them to us. So again, it's important, for employees of Targets and Walmarts and stores that they've been trained on this, bank personnel too. But, we have to try and get this message out to everybody. And again, those, as the statistics show, those who are 60 and over are more vulnerable to this. They're at 5 times more of a rate to send somebody money through the computer. And the computer scam that we got too was claiming with this to buy a new computer or a gift certificate through Amazon, and they didn't have an Amazon account. So you have to be aware of this stuff. Again, if things sound too good to be true, they are. So just delete the email message, don't open the door, hang up the phone, or, and try and gather as much information as you can and contact us right away and to try and prevent this. So please be aware of that. And just to finish off on House Bill 3653, and thank you again for the board's support in the village. What this bill egregiously forgets about are the victims of crime. And look at that 12-year-old girl and her family. How do you think they feel when this individual who was released 3 separate times on felony charges is out there and killed their daughter? These are the victims of rapes. These are the victims of armed robberies and everything else, and burglaries. And this bill just totally forgets about the most important factor of this are the victims of the crime. And Madam President, that's my report for tonight.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to Public Works Committee. Trustee Burks?
Yeah, I don't have a report, but I do have some comments from neighbors that we've done a good job with the plowing of the snow. Anything else? I'm sure Keith probably has some stuff to say. I know we already talked about the pickup truck, so.
Keith, do you have anything to add?
No, I just want to thank the board and everything for approval of the pickup truck. It's going to be a good benefit to the public works. That's all I have this evening. Get ready for the weekend snow again. So my crew will be out Saturday and Sunday night, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Old business. New business. Public comment.
Okay, we're on to public comment. Is there anybody that wishes to make a public comment this evening via Zoom? I see one popped up. Paul and Carol. Okay. You should be able to unmute, Carol.
Okay, can you hear me?
Little bit of echo, but I hear you.
Okay, is that better?
That's better.
Okay. I had a question. I missed the part about, I heard that you were gonna get a new pickup truck. Is the plow gonna be on that and get rid of the other plow truck? Or so we're only gonna have one again, or will there still be 2?
Total vehicles, we'll have 6 total plow vehicles in the fleet.
Okay. Because I thought it said that we were gonna get rid of that and not have, only have one. I was like, oh,
New pickup will be equipped with a plow.
okay. And then I think it was a Camaro that was up for surplus a while ago. Was that sold?
Camaro, that was.
The Camaro. Yeah, the Camaro was sold.
How much was it sold for?
What was it, 20,000? I don't recall.
Like 15,000.
15 or 20,000, somewhere in that range.
Oh, good. So we got pretty good money for that then. That's
Yeah.
good to hear. Okay, and what was happening with the Willowbrook property? Anything yet?
What is happening with the Willowbrook property?
The Willowbrook property, the developers are awaiting funding.
Waiting funding.
Yep, they're trying to get a loan for the construction loan.
All righty. And when will the new restaurant over there be open, the beef and hot dog place? Is there a projected date for opening?
April, May is what I
So
said.
somewhere in the neighborhood of April or May.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. I think that'll be a good business there. All right, I think that's it. Thank you.
How did it sound, by the way?
Actually, it sounds much, much, much better. Miss Netabyer, you sounded like really quiet though. And a couple times it cut out, but other than that, it was like way, way better than before.
All right, well, thank you.
All right, thanks for the feedback.
Yeah, the sound did drop a few times. You know, low, but you could still hear it, but it just wasn't as loud.
Okay, is there anyone else? Raise your hand. Use the raise hand function. Anyone else? Madam President, it doesn't appear you have anybody else raising their hand.
And there's nobody signed up here.
Nobody
in-
signed up here, and I'm looking, there's nobody that left anything in chat.
Okay, thank you. And we have no need for executive session this evening. So I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Posh, second.
Second.
By trustee Kennedy. Roll call vote.
Aye.
Easy, Ernie.
Kennedy, Nettermeyer,
Aye.
Posh,
Aye.
Carr.
All right, motion carries. Meeting adjourned at
7:47.
7:47. Thank you, everybody.